Hello, everybody. I don't know if you remember, but a little while ago I said that I might create a series of videos that addressed some of the questions that we quite regularly get in our funeral home here in Doncaster. I've decided to call the series Let's Talk About, and for this first instalment, I'm going to call it Let's Talk About Government Help Towards the Payment of Funerals. Episode 1.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Doncaster Funerals. My name's Simeon Waller. I'm a funeral director here and one of the directors. There's also Mel that works here. She's our office manager. She also conducts funerals and arranges funerals, and we work really well together as a team. I just wanted to talk to you about the social fund funeral payment, as some people call it. It's a system that's in place by government to help families who are on certain benefits to help them pay for a funeral. There's certainly help towards quite a lot of the costs of a funeral. There is eligibility criteria that you would have to meet, but it gives some peace of mind, I think, to families that are really struggling to make ends meet. When something sudden happens or unexpected, somebody passes away, they don't quite know what to do. So I just thought I'd just try and get through some of the red tape and try and simplify the process, just so that you've got it clear in your mind. So I'll say there's two funds that are available for people on the qualifying benefits. There's a fund for anybody. So anybody that's on a qualifying benefit whose job it is to arrange the funeral of the person that's passed away. And now that could be a member of the family, it could be a spouse, it could be a sibling, it could be a close friend, or it could really just be somebody who has decided to take it on themselves to arrange the funeral because there is nobody else available. As long as that person that's making that application is on the qualifying benefit, and you'll have to look at the list of qualifying benefits on the .gov website. But as long as they're on the qualifying benefit, then there's help towards the cost of the funeral. What help? Okay, so they would pay the full cremation fee for the geographical area where that person has passed away. So I'll just use Doncaster as an example. So if you were to decide on a cremation, the cremation fee in Doncaster is around about the £1,000 mark for a full traditional cremation. So the government would pay that. So that's £1,000 that's taken care of. They used to pay the doctor's form, but there's no such thing anymore. That's recently changed. So that's not something they would help towards. But they also pay, on top of that initial £1,000 for the cremation fee, they'll also pay an extra £1,000 towards anything else that's included in the funeral director's bill. So now you've got a figure of £2,000. Now let's think of our fee at Doncaster Funerals for a traditional cremation using either Rosehill Crematorium or the new crematorium at Barmbydon. We're looking at somewhere around about the £3,400 mark. So £3,500 might as well be £1 million to families that are really struggling to make ends meet. But if they meet that eligibility criteria and they can access £2,000 worth of help, then £1,400 left to pay might not be so hard, especially if they could all chip in and find that figure. There are simpler funerals that are less of a cost, that they might find that £1,400 would reduce, so they might not have to find £1,400 if they simplified the process. They'd have to find less and less and less. And in some circumstances, if it's a direct cremation, say for example, they're the funerals where nobody goes, and they get the ashes back at the end, or a really simple service, we do them in our chapel here, where families can have a service in our chapel for about 30 people and somebody to deliver the eulogy, a celebrant or a vicar, and then the body's separately cremated. Generally, you'll find that they'll pay the whole amount. It's somewhere around about £1,500, £1,600. They'll pay the whole amount. Same applies to burials. If somebody's preferred funeral arrangement is a burial, the costs incurred for a burial are higher, but they would still pay for the grave. They'd pay for the grave, which you're looking at about 1,300. They'd pay for the grave digger, or the interment fee, which is the official term for it. And when you add those two figures together, it comes to about £2,700. So they pay £2,700, and then they'd pay an extra £1,000 on top, which would take your figure to around £3,700 that they would pay towards a burial. But what you have to remember is that burials are more expensive than cremations as a whole. So that £3,700, you would probably have to find an extra, say, £2,000 to pay for the whole thing. Whereas on the cremation, you only have to find an extra £1,400 to pay for the whole thing. So although they contribute more, because the overall cost is more, there's probably more for you to pay. There's another funeral payment, and this is for people that are married or in a civil partnership. If somebody passes away and it's before pensionable age, so 65, 67, whatever age it is that you were due to draw your state pension, if you pass away, your surviving partner or spouse can claim a different kind of payment. It's sort of because the government have been collecting national insurance payments from that person for their whole life, with a view to paying them all back out by way of a state pension. And now that that's not going to happen, they've got all this money that they just get to keep. So now, as a sweetener, if you like, they'll pay money back to the spouse, but the spouse the surviving partner or spouse has to be on the qualifying benefit. It's not available for people that aren't on benefits. So that qualifying benefit, you would have to look it up again on the .gov website, but it's a slightly different payment. They get a lump sum, around about £2,000, if it's a death that occurs in a family that's younger and there's children, then that increases. I think it's to about £3,000. But let's just use the £2,000 mark. So you get the £2,000 lump sum to help you pay off the funeral expenses. But then on top of that, for 18 months, they will help you monthly to the tune of about £100 a month. And that's to counter the fact that you may now have lost your deceased spouse's income. If they were earning money of their own and that was being brought into the family, you've lost that. So they'll help you out for 18 months, giving you an extra £100 while you get on your feet. So that's something interesting to think about. Should you be in this position now, or should you ever be in this position in the future, as long as things don't change too drastically? Finally, and this isn't a government help payment. This is a payment, this is a discount that we can offer for those families who are really struggling. They're struggling to make ends meet, but they're working hard and they're not on any benefits or any qualifying benefits. So that's where we come in. We've provided a service that caters for those families. We built our brand new state-of-the-art premises here in Doncaster in the Waterdale shopping precinct, and we incorporated our service chapel. Our service chapel is available for everyone, on benefits or not, accessing the funeral payments or not. Seats 30, celebrant to deliver the service, tribute video, music, everything that you would expect from a normal service at the crematorium, you can have in-house here. And we offer this for £1,599 with a separate cremation, return of ashes, to alleviate the stress on you when the time comes. If you want to know more, you can visit our website. It's www.doncasterfunerals.co.uk. You can email us at advice@doncasterfunerals.co.uk. Give us a call, 01302 354 651, or just call in and see us. We're in the Waterdale shopping precinct, as I said, number 41 Princegate.